Today, today I want to discuss about representation of an arbitrary sequence. So we know that in discrete time domain a sequence is represented by xn. Okay. Now delta n, this is called unit impulse function or unit impulse sequence, right? It has a property that delta n minus k, that is shifted signal, shifted impulse function, that is equal to 1 for n equal to k, and this is 0 for n not equal to k. So this is the property. This is basically shifted impulse function or impulse signal shifted by k times, right? Now if we want to multiply this sequence, then we can easily see that for the entire summation from k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into delta n minus k, this value is basically equal to xn. Why is it is xn? Because we know delta n minus k, this is equal to 1 when only k equal to n, right? So when k equal to n, then only delta n minus k equal to 1. Okay, here is n equal to k, that means when k equal to n, right? So when k equal to n, then the value of xk is x of n and the value of delta n minus k is 1. So for this entire range from k equal to minus infinity to infinity, for this entire range, when only k equal to n, then delta n minus k equal to 1, otherwise 0. So 0 into something means 0. When this is 1, then it is x of n. So I think this is clear to everyone. So if we want to take an example, when xn equal to 4, 2, minus 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 5. Okay, so this can be represented by shifted impulse function. Okay, so this will be represented by k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into delta n minus k, right? Now when here for this there is an arrow here. Okay, so this indicates the 0th position in this sequence. If it is 0th position, then this is minus 1 position, minus 2 position, minus 3 position, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 position. So for this entire range, xn has the value when only n equal to minus 3 to n equal to 4. So the summation will be changes from k equal to minus 3 to 4 x of k into delta n minus k, right? So if we put here x of minus the value k equal to minus 3, then this is minus 3 into delta n plus 3 plus x of minus 2 into delta n plus 2 plus x of minus 1 into delta n plus 1, x of 0 into delta minus k. Here the value of k is 0, so this is delta n, right? So this is delta n. Now plus x of 1 into delta n minus 1 plus x of 2 into delta n minus 2 plus x of 3 into delta n minus 3 plus x of 4 into delta n minus 4, right? So if we just put this coefficient, then x of minus 3 equal to 4, so this is 4 delta n plus 3, and this is 2, so here is 2 into delta n plus 2. Now this is minus 1, so minus 1 into this, so this is delta n plus 1. Now here is 1, so delta n. Then this is 3, so this is 3 into delta n minus 1. Now this is 2, so 2 into, here is 2, so x2 delta n minus 2. Now x3 is 1, so plus delta n minus 3. Okay, now x4 is 5, so plus 5 into delta n minus 4, right? So this is n minus 4. So here we can see that a sequence is represented by delta function or shifted delta function. Okay, now impulse response and convolution sum. Okay, now a discrete time system performs an operation on an input signal based on a predefined criteria to produce a modified output signal. Here we can see that a discrete time system is represented by this transformation function, okay, where the input of the system is represented by xn and output of the system is represented by yn. So the relationship between xn and yn are yn is equal to transformation of xn. Okay, so output is basically transformation of the input. It may be different types of transformation, say Laplace transform. So in case of discrete time system, that may be Fourier transform or Z transform, right? So one thing has to be remember, if the system input is unit impulse function, then the output of the system yn will be equal to transformation of delta n, since input is delta n unit impulse function. Okay, now this is called impulse response of the system and is denoted by h of n. So what is h of n? This is impulse response. Impulse response of a system. Okay, so when the input of the system is delta n, then the output or response of the system is represented by hn, that is called impulse response of the system, right? Now we know, if the input of the system is xn, then output yn can be represented by transformation of xn, right? Now again xn can be represented by this summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into delta n minus k, this. Okay, now here now this transformation is applicable only for n variable. Now here is k variable and here is the n variable, so this entire portion will be constant for this transformation. So k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k, that will be outside of the transformation, and this is transformation of delta n minus k, because transformation is only applicable for n. here we can see that input is unit impulse and it is shifted by k times. Okay, as we know, this can be represented by h of n comma k, right? So h of n comma k is equal to transformation of delta n minus k, this. Okay, now for time invariant system, so for time invariant system, we can write that h of n comma k equal to h n minus k, h of n comma k equal to h n minus k. Okay, so here this is equal to h n minus k, so this is basically transformation of delta n minus k, right? Now from here we can write that y n will be equal to summation of k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into this is h n minus k, right? Now this formula is basically the formula of convolution, and it can be written as x of n convolution h of n. This is called convolution operator. This asterisk is called convolution operator, right? And this is the formula of convolution. Convolution between two signals xn and hn, right? So it has some properties. So properties of convolution. So the properties of convolutions are: first, cumulative law. Cumulative law is if two sequences are xn and hn, then xn convolution hn equal to hn convolution xn. So this property is called cumulative property. Now associative property or associative law. Associative law states that there are three sequences xn, h1n and h2n. So if xn convolution h1n whole convolution h2n equal to xn convolution h1n convolution h2n. Okay. Now distributive law. xn convolution h1n plus h2n equal to xn convolution h1n plus xn convolution h2n. Okay, so this is distributive law. Now from this video what we learn? We learn about the representation of any arbitrary sequence xn in terms of shifted delta function, that is xn equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity xk into delta n minus k. This is the representation. So there is an example how to represent a sequence in this form. Now what is impulse response? We know about the impulse response and it is denoted by hn. What is impulse response? If the input to the system is delta n, then the response or output of the system is called impulse response. Okay. Now we can see here the expression of convolution of two sequences xn and hn. Okay, that is equal to convolution of xn and hn is equal to yn. So this is summation of k equal to minus infinity to infinity xk into h of n minus k. This is very important. You have to remember this. And there are some properties of convolution. They are cumulative property, associative property and distributive property.